Hello you. Well, as you can plainly see, this is Revs on the BBC. Or Revs, Revs, Revs. Revs, Revs, Revs. Revs, 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 Revs. Yes, Revs. A game I've never played before. But I was aware it was supposedly a classic, and there's Revs Plus on the C64, I believe. Actually, I was thinking about it, I say I believe. I did recently watch Gan's Teeth playing Revs. I'm not sure whether it was, I can't remember now if it was Revs on the BBC or Revs Plus on the C64. I think it might have been Revs Plus on the C64. But it made me go, I really ought to give Revs a go sometime. And, well, it's a nightmare without the controls. The keys were all over the blooming shop. It took me absolutely ages, and I was absolutely terrible at it. So I thought, I'm not going to bother with this, really. Who's going to want to watch a video of me failing to get a car into gear and then lurching off the road when I do? And it was uncontrollable. It was terrible. And then I discovered that joystick does actually work on Revs, because I thought it was a bit strange it didn't have joystick. I thought it'd be ideal analog joysticks for control of this. Yeah, you just need to press Shift and F2 in the game, and that enables joystick instead of it just being enabled by default. Apparently everyone playing sensibly plays it with keyboard anyway, but hey, I've got a joystick and I want to use it. So fortunately, thank you to stairwaytohell.com, they have an article copied out of the March 1986 edition of Micro User, which very helpfully tells you how to start the car. Well, actually tells you how to enable joystick and start the car, and also, as we get into this, we'll just do a practice. Yeah, oh, hang on, where was it? It was 25 for the front, no, 25 for the rear flaps, and 16 for the front flaps is a very good, best settings for handling and performance. Although also in here it does say something about once you get good you can change your settings. The best wing settings are 25 and 16. These settings were found after much time, energy, and above all, crashing. When you're used to them and can drive a mean lap, try changing them to 20 and 14. This tends to be a bit on the spongy side around corners, so freewheel into all curves from the second marker to the red marker, but on the straight sections the car will fly. This is very technical. This is not what I do. I barely use the brake most of the time. Well, I use the brake occasionally in Outrun to tap it into a skid around corners and things. But no, I like hammering into corners, and this is not going to go well, is it? Yeah. If in the novice race, it is best to get a qualifying lap time of between 1 minute 30 and 1 minute 30.5. If you take longer than 1 minute 30.9, it isn't really worth racing, because you start off in the middle of the grid and get squashed and rammed when the pack goes around the first bend. If you get a lap time faster than 1 minute 30, everyone moves up a league, and yep, you guessed it, you're back in the middle of the pack. Yeah. I had a quick test of this. I can barely make it round the first corner. That's as much as I've played of this. So this is probably going to wind up a lot of people who are going to go, this isn't how you play Revs. Yeah, this is why I don't play Revs, but I thought it'd be nice to show you anyway. Weird ass, horrible joystick actually coming to be some use. Just, I'm not very much use. Anyway, we'll get into it. You'll see. Yeah, to start the engine, you need to hold down Q, S, and T. I need to, with my mouth, hold the joystick down and press fire to. Oh no! First of all, I need to press Shift and F2. I need to go down a gear, up a joystick and fire. Shift you up a gear, down, which is really awkward because you are pushing up to accelerate. And look, we've got reverse as well. Right, so we keep it in neutral. We hold down Q, S, and T, and that starts the engine. And we build up the revs a bit by moving the joystick with our mouth, and then we press fire. No, I was pushing forward and went into bloody reverse. There we go, we're into first, and we're accelerating away, and I can take the joystick out of my mouth, fortunately. It does have the very good advice saying stay in first gear as a novice and just explore the course and get to know your way around the course. So I'm going to do that first of all, and then you can see me trying to take corners a little bit faster. That's if I manage to make it round the course in first gear. I don't know whether I will. But we'll give it a go, eh? We'll cut the corners. Cutting the corners is perfectly normal in a race, isn't it? And perfectly normal when you're piddling around at first gear as well. Oh, listen to that engine note. The advantage of being deaf in one ear and not having any directional cues is, although it's screaming out the BBC speaker at the moment, it for all intents and purposes, as far as I'm concerned, that noise is coming dead centre, right from the front there where that car is. I say dead centre, it should be roughly central on your screen. I'm having a nightmare time setting up the tripod. It's at least vaguely straight, so be grateful for that. I did try when I set up this room to try and level the floor and everything, so that if I put the tripod level on the floor and the TV was... But the TV is not level. The TV stand is wonky as anything, and the floor is wonky as anything. And I don't have a spirit level on any of my tripods. And I don't think that would help anyway, because I'd have to put a spirit level on. So it's all bloody awkward, you know. But hey, I'm making it around the course so far. I am quite surprised. I'm making it around the course and I am talking. That said, I'm probably doing about 20 miles an hour. Do those other dials move? I can see at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's sitting on 4, and there's 7 and 9. Do they move off those, or is it just... Is it literally just the... Is that why... That's why it's called Revs, isn't it? Because only the rev counter works. The horn doesn't work. The car stereo doesn't work. Cigarette lighter doesn't work. But the rev counter works. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. We are making it around the course. 1 minute 40. Yeah, I'm not going to be winning any awards here, am I? But hey, I've made it around the course, and I only cut the grass a little bit. And I'm resisting the urge to change up a gear. I'm going to do a lap in first, as it advises me to. I'm going to follow instructions for once, even though I didn't read the whole page, because it got all sorts of technical about how to take corners and when to brake for this, that and the other, and what sort of level of revs you need to be in. I think something up to between 5,000 and 7,000 is the optimum revs, and all far too technical. I want magical sound shower and sunny day, and hey, it's blue skies and games. Look, that's a very blue sky. There's not a cloud in the sky at all. It's missing a Rob Hubbard soundtrack, mind. I am still kind of thinking, well, we'll cut across. I got some air then, blimey. That actually felt like I was, 246.8. Well, that's about twice as slow as, or half as fast as it should be. Jumping on that corner then, that actually reminded me of the first time I saw Gran Turismo on the PlayStation 1. And I saw footage of cars clipping corners and seeing the one wheel, the independent suspension of one wheel going over a corner while the other wheel and it was like, my god, that's like real stuff. That's not like, the car is one big block and oh dear, what was I saying about talking and driving? Do you get what I mean? The seeing the independent suspension working as the cars clipped a corner, and that was like, oh my god, that's not just one solid block and it's stuck to the ground. That's really quite something. But hey, looks like that was happening on the BBC. I was just completely unaware of it because I didn't have a BBC at the time, and my cousins had a BBC, but had stuff like Monsters and naff stuff, and just not that interested in naff old games. Look at me now. But not to say that this is a naff old game. This is just an old game. This is a very, very good simulation that works pretty well with an analog joystick. You've got to be quite careful with it. But hey, it's you can see why Jeff Crammond got into doing a lot more racing games, can't you? Because he was good at it. Having the Sentinel and all that it would have been nice if we'd had more stuff like that and less racing games. But hey, you do what you love, don't you? I do find that this is very odd. Maybe it's my eyesight, but as I'm staring at the horizon, the greenery around the side slowly changes to yellow. And sort of look away and look back. No, it's green. But as I'm staring at the blackness of the vanishing point, shall we say? Maybe my eyes are going funny again. I don't know. I'm sure it's just one of those optical illusion things where, but when you stare at something that looks kind of wobbly, and then you look at something else, it looks like it's moving. You know. But there, it looked really yellow there for a second. It looked like when I was racing in the custard flats in Super Hang-On. However many moons ago that was. And if you didn't realise then how rubbish I was at racing games, well, I'm rubbish at racing games. I'm rubbish at most games, to be honest. Ooh. Oh, that's not good, is it? That's me done. Well, hey, I made it round the course, maybe twice. So let's see what happens if I go up a gear. We're in neutral. Let's do Q, S, and T. Let's stick the joystick in my mouth. No sniggering, please. Joystick in mouth, push forward and press fire. There we go. That's a very awkward way of doing things. Right, let's try second. For a second, and the chicane is coming up. Fancy putting a chicane at the very first bit. Ooh. Ooh, look, bit of air again. Ooh, bit of cutting grass. But I made it round, blimey. Certainly far, far better than I was when I was playing with keyboard and fanning around and not knowing what I was doing, and probably had the wrong wing set up as well, and yeah, I was ploughing off all over the place. So there's quite a steep sort of curve to entry on this game, shall we say. You need to apart from being able to load it up, which, let's face it, those of us who are into the retro gaming community can go, well, I can work that out. Ooh, oh dear, that's not good, is it? Oh, no, now I don't know which way I'm facing. You know, those of us can work out how to set up an old computer, instead of going, what's that? Is that a keyboard? Like so many people seem to. To then be confronted with it and going, right, how do I do this? I don't know what the keys are or anything. Finding out what the keys are, and then being confronted with technical stuff like what your wing setup should be. It's like, I don't know, I just want to race a car. Well, you can't race a car unless you know what wings should be doing. You go, my car doesn't have, I can drive a car, my car doesn't have wings. But hey, you need to know these things apparently, and putting in random numbers doesn't really help. So 25 and 16 it is. And then you've got to work out how to turn the joystick on. And then you've got to work out how to turn the engine on. And that doesn't take, just 3 keys for that. It's just craziness. But here we are. We get there in the end. Piddling round in first gear. Because if we try and go any faster, we will crash and likely die. I would say, but it's not about that. It's not a race, is it? We're here to enjoy the scenery. It's the journey, not the destination. You go, yeah, look at that scenery. That's incredible. Well, we're out driving on a nice sunny day through the countryside. Ahem. Ooh, push that engine. Does the engine blow up if you push it too far in first? What happens if I swap? I didn't. What happens if I'm doing like 10,000 RPM and I drop it into reverse by accident? I'm guessing that's probably not going to go too well, is it? I'm keen to just see if I can manage this lap. And then we'll start doing silly things like that, perhaps. Ooh. But yeah, I have to say I'm quite impressed by the bumping on the corners and actually getting a little bit of air. That actually felt quite convincing. It wasn't just a badump, and it actually felt like the car left the track. When you consider this machine is running what, 2 megahertz? Not megahertz. Yeah. I don't know. It's late and I'm tired. I probably shouldn't be driving. Ooh, 2 minutes 10. Right. Considering the power in this machine, it's doing an incredible job of, making you feel like you are actually racing. Oh, well, maybe not racing. Maybe driving a fast car very, very badly. I mean, it's not chucking loads and loads of scenery at you, but there are markers on the side of the road, so that's... Ooh. It does feel like, oh heck, I've taken that corner a bit too fast. And I'm keen to see if I can beat my 2 minutes 10. I'm guessing you just keep practicing and practicing and practicing until you go, yes, I can make it round in first gear without stuffing things up, and then you slowly work up your way up to second gear until eventually you are racing properly, perhaps? I don't have the time to think, whoa, kind of lost which way the corner was going there. I don't have the time to put into it to do that, but I can see why people would have done. Ooh. Possibly because there were so few decent games on the BBC, and possibly so few decent uses of an analog joystick, perhaps? I don't know. Feel free to correct me in the comments as to other games that were good, because like I said, there's a lot on here that I go, nope, that's pup, that's pup, that's pup. I've only played Arkanoid and this so far. I mean, properly. I've had a quick dabble of, ooh, and we're into the air, and there we go, that's where you get around that, doesn't it? Lap time, no, still 2 minutes, can I beat 2 minutes 10? 2 minutes 1. Can we beat 2 minutes? Probably not. Ooh. Yeah, I've only really properly played, like I said, a couple of games. And I had a quick look at Exile and went, oh my god, what are the controls for this? I'm going to have to look at the controls for Exile at some point. Because I remember Exile being quite good on the C64, but being keyboard... Actually, I'm saying keyboard only on the Beeb. Maybe it allows you to play joystick if you press something like Shift F2. I'll have to investigate that. Come on, push it to the limit. In first. Push it to the limit of first gear. 9,500 revs. Ooh. Well, I'm hoping this is an entertaining video for people watching someone piddle their way around a course in first gear, listening to absolutely terrible engine note. I mean, listen to that. Hey kids, this is what we used to play. Well, it's not what I used to play. This is what people used to play. And it is good. No, really, honestly it is. No, where are you going? Come back. Yeah, alright, Grandad. I'm off to play Fortnite or whatever. God, can we make it 2? All round the chicane. Can we make it less than 2 minutes? 3, 2, 1. Oh, look at that. I'm improving. I think I should probably, after the next corner, maybe switch up a gear. He says as he cuts the grass. Second gear, look at this. Ooh, this is... I would say getting a bit too frantic and unwieldy, but we're only in second gear, for God's sake. And we're off. Well, we'll have one more go, eh? Come on, into gear. Thank you. No. Revs. And away we go. God damn it, this joystick is hurting my hand now. I've pointed out in previous videos that it's wired back to front, and the finger grip parts are digging into my hand. It's absolutely stupid the way this joystick is designed. Ooh. Right, there we go. Let's go back into second gear, let's see if we can do this. Oh, the lap only starts there, I just noticed. Oh, blimey. So they start you before the chicane. Oh, heck. Damn, poop, and other such expletives. Well, get the revs up, and away we go. So the lap time doesn't start from the start. You get a chance to build up some speed, but they stick you before the blooming chicane at the start. Okay. Come on, let's get around this first corner. We don't have to rush it from this point, because the timer's not started. But we can cut the corner there. And away we go. Timer started here. And break for the corner. Round the corner and floor it out the corner. Oh, and slow down for the next corner. And oh, you really do have to. Whack. You do have to pay attention to what you're doing, don't you? I'm guessing, like most racing drivers, you've got to know the corners. You need to know what speed you need to be entering each corner. You need to know what position you need to be in each corner, where you're going to exit the corner, how you're going to, what gear you need to be in, all of that sort of stuff. It's a job, isn't it, that you don't do for fun. You need to have an analytical mind and reactions and stuff like that. But it's much more fun to just stick outrun on. Ooh. And drive with blue skies and girl by your side and happy music and stuff like that. And this is always a bit too serious and po-faced, and I always preferred stuff like Carmageddon. Or yeah, oh dear, oh heck, no, that's not good, is it? Oh bum. Ooh, can we? Come on. Blimey, and I still beat my best time. We've got the chicane coming up though, haven't we? That's not the chicane. Oh heck, oh dear, damn, poop. Well, I can manage one lap. Now let's see what happens if you drive. Oh no. See if you go faster than second gear. I'm just going to plough into the first corner I come into, aren't I? Ooh. Oh my word, I caught some air there. And now I'm dead. Well, you know what? I said I'd see what happened if I dropped it into reverse while going flat out. So we'll see if we can get around the first corner, find a nice straight, and try that out. Because I'm aware we must have been playing a fair while now, and I only meant this to be a quick video because I'm so terrible at it. I wouldn't want to bore you all with, look how terrible I am at a game. No, look how terrible I am at a game for 20 minutes. Ooh. I hope this is a straight and there's not another corner. There's another corner coming up. No, I was hoping the engine would lurch out of the bonnet. But no, apparently not. We got a straight now? No. See, I can't even remember where the corners are on a simple track like this. Ooh. My eyes are doing that funny thing again where the green turns yellow. Very, very strange. Oh, heck. Bum. Well, that's probably as good a place to end it as any, isn't it? Because, oh, flippin' heck, this has been almost 25 minutes. This is only meant to be a quick video, so hopefully no one's really disappointed going, oh, I loved Revs and you've made an absolute travesty of it. Rah, 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 rah. But there we go. This is what this channel's all about, isn't it? Being bad at games and going, I don't care, I'm having fun. And that's the point in games. The clue's in the word there, isn't it? Yeah, so that's Revs on the BBC, a game that is very, very good. It's just I'm very, very bad at it, and I don't really have the time or inclination, to be honest, to get better at it. But hey, lots of people did, and it was well worth it, and stuff like that, you know? Doesn't matter, does it? Revs, good game, bad player. That's all you need to know. Maybe I'll try the C64 version at some point, but not having an analog joystick, I'm not sure how that's going to fare. Can you play it with mouse or paddles? Don't know. But anywho, yes, that's Revs on the BBC. Hope you enjoyed watching. Catch you on the next one, maybe. Ta-ta.